I think we should have White History Month.
Wait a minute. Why you do that?
Every February, without fail, I hear this question. Why isn't there a White History Month? So let's break it down. The short answer is white history is already everywhere. It's what most Americans grew up learning in school, seeing in movies, and reading about in books.
Hi. Since Donald Trump and his white supremacist flock have decided that acknowledging diversity is too much for America to handle, I figured I'd honor that decision by celebrating something we can all agree on. White History Month! That's right, a month dedicated to the rich, storied history of white people in America. And what better way to celebrate that than by highlighting some of their most iconic achievements? Let's start at the beginning.
I think we should have White History Month.
Wait a minute. Why you do that?
What? It's a genuine question.
So we have white fuck no.
No, why not?
Because the Caucasian ethnicity they have. Am I allowed? The Caucasian ethnicity they are oppressors. So why are we having White History Month?
We're
Do you wanna
oppressors?
Yeah. So like as white history, we're going to talk about like slavery. Like we're going to celebrate slavery because that's white history, as long as black history.
Do you know who sold black people into slavery?
Not me. Not my kind.
Black people.
Not me.
I mean, I'm just saying black people sold their own kind.
Who's the direct source? You have the actual evidence on that, sir.
I mean, you could literally look it up. It's not hidden or anything.
Who did you
It's
vote?
common knowledge. I didn't vote.
That's the problem.
If I would have voted, I would have voted for Hitler.
Oh, are you? Wait. I'm confused. Is this? Are you actually genuine question? Are you?
It's a genuine question. Should we have White History Month? Do you think we should have White History Month?
I'll let her answer because she's half white. So
Honestly, no.
Why not?
I think that white history is celebrated every day anyway. So I don't think there needs to be a specific day.
We have Black History Month?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, why though?
Because of the things black people have gone through, it needs to be appreciated. Even though it shouldn't just be forced into 1 month. It should be every day too.
What have black people gone through?
Slavery and discrimination every day to this day.
Every group has went through discrimination and slavery.
I don't know what European Americans went through.
There was certain groups of Europeans who were slaves.
I would say because slavery here, it was based on their skin color, not just because it was slavery.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right, so in today's episode, guys, we're going to be indulging into a question that has been asked by the white community a lot, and a lot of them still ask this question to date, right? And they're asking, if there is a Black History Month, why can't they have a White History Month? And most of them genuinely want to know the answer to this question. So in today's episode, we have a good number of Black Americans who are coming forward and are supporting their notion, of the idea we should indeed have a White History Month.
Right, so guys, I find it quite ironical that someone living in America can ask such kind of a question, although I also do understand the Black Americans who've come forward and listed all the reasons why white history should be there and true history of America regarding slavery should be taught and not just the curated white point of view of history.
Right, another question they're asking for all those who are asking for White History Month, and that is the white community. Are you ready for the answers to this? And are you ready to celebrate
what your
everything?
ancestors were? And that is the history you carry, but that is the very same history that the powers that be still want to eliminate.
Right.
It would be understandable if people living outside of America and predominantly Black communities, let's say like Africa, if you could have had an African ask this sort of question, right?
Yeah,
but to
someone
find a
in
white person in
America
America asking this question, guys, let's watch what we have prepared for you today and then you come back and talk about it. You can also let us know what you think about this episode down on the comment section, and consider subscribing if you're new to our channel. Turn on the notification button so that you can know when we are posting our videos. Let's
Right.
watch.
What the you mean? Y'all need a White History Month. what do y'all want to talk about? Do y'all really want to get to it? Y'all want to talk about redlining? We're going to talk about redlining. Y'all ate Nat Turner because y'all thought he had fucking special powers. Y'all handcuffed Billie Holiday to a bed, and she died handcuffed to a bed because she wouldn't stop singing Strange Fruit about some shit that y'all was really doing. Y'all were really lynching people, and y'all were having picnics at high noon, and y'all were selling tickets during church service. And guess what y'all use as gator bait? Y'all use little black as gator bait.
Hi. Since Donald Trump and his white supremacist flock have decided that acknowledging diversity is too much for America to handle, I figured I'd honor that decision by celebrating something we can all agree on. White History Month! That's right, a month dedicated to the rich, storied history of white people in America. And what better way to celebrate that than by highlighting some of their most iconic achievements? Let's start at the beginning. I should preface this by saying that there will be no imagery accompanying these highlights, because the imagery would be so gory and disturbing that the video would probably get taken down. So let's continue, shall we? White history highlights. Number 1, genocide and land theft. What's more American than showing up uninvited, claiming you discovered something that already existed, and then systematically wiping out an entire population? Shout out to Manifest Destiny for making mass murder sound like a divine mission. Number 2, slavery. Ah, yes, the original economic stimulus package. Free labor, stolen lives, and centuries of oppression that somehow still isn't enough to get a proper apology or reparations. Truly an all-time white historical moment. Number 3, Jim Crow and good old segregation. Because enslaving black people wasn't enough, white history doubled down with laws that made sure black people were second-class citizens for another 100 years. Incredible commitment to the bit.
Without fail, I hear this question. Why isn't there a White History Month? So let's break it down. The short answer is white history is already everywhere. It's what most Americans grew up learning in school, seeing in movies, and reading about in books. Most of the population is white, and as the dominant culture, white societies tend to center their own stories, often without even realizing it. Black history, on the other hand, has often been left out, and not just in classrooms, but in culture more broadly. For many Americans, parts of that history, especially around racism and slavery, are uncomfortable and often avoided rather than highlighted. And that creates a cycle. If people don't hear these stories, they don't get taught, written about, or passed down. That's why in 1926, History Week was created by historian Carter G. Woodson. The goal was simple: make sure these stories were taught at all. Over time, that week became Black History Month and was officially recognized in the US in 1976. And today, as debates continue around how race and history are taught in schools, Black History Month still exists for the same reason it always has: to preserve stories that were once excluded. What do you think?
Number 4, lynch and the good old triple. Nothing says cultural tradition like dressing up in ghost cosplay and terrorizing black communities while calling it heritage. Side note, did you know that these events often included mutilation and even but the sickest part was it was treated like a sporting event, and they even made postcards. Thanks, YT. Number 5, and make sure you bookmark this one because it's a rabbit hole in Google. Colonizing everything didn't stop with America. Africa, India, the Caribbean, Australia, if there was land, white history found a way to claim it, exploit it, and then act shocked when locals got mad. Number 6, purposefully and systemically obliterating black wealth. Tulsa, Redwood, Wilmington, can't let black people have nice things, right? Every time black communities build prosperity, white history came through with a riot, a bombing, or a massacre. A real commitment to economic suppression. Number 7, mass incarceration and the war on drugs. From that racist mother Reagan to that cheating mother Clinton, white history found a way to rebrand slavery by criminalizing black people at disproportionate rates. Tough on crime was just code for lock up as many black people as possible.
My kid just asked why there's no White History Month. Good question. I'm glad you asked. Well, if you think about it, most of what we learn about history comes from a white perspective. When this country was founded, white people put themselves in charge. So who do you think was writing the history books and deciding what was important enough to remember? Yeah, white people. Of course, there were other people doing things and creating history during those times, but people of color were enslaved, denied rights, and intentionally shut down. Their stories just weren't listened to. So still today, every American learns about the founding fathers and other white leaders. We hear about brave white folks discovering the frontier, even though there were already people here. And a lot of the things around us, like roads and buildings and awards, are named for white people. Black History Month is special because it reminds us to keep learning more about history from perspectives we don't already hear and see every single day. The struggles and achievements of Black people are a huge part of our country's story, and we need to see the whole picture to understand our whole history.
White history is not discussed in a positive way. Why is that?
There's no need for White History Month. I'm going to be blunt. We don't need to shove it in other people's faces. I think through history, America was founded on a bed of racism and bringing slaves over and using them to create this nation in the beginning.
But that's false history, though. They didn't bring slaves over. The Arabs sold slaves. They bought them from other black people in Africa, and they sold the blacks around the world, not just white folks didn't just go over there and say, hey, let's go to Africa and get some black folks and bring them back. Yeah. That didn't happen that way. So is there a need to discuss black history?
Absolutely.
Is there a need to discuss women's history?
Sure.
Homosexual history?
Yes.
Chinese and Mexicans history?
Yes.
But not white history.
Hey, good morning. I can't find the comment, but somebody asked me about white history and why there's no White History Month. And since it's June 1st, I figured why not talk about white history for a month, starting with Greenwood, Oklahoma. On May 31st, 1921, thousands of angry white people flooded the Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma. You see, the white people of Tulsa, Oklahoma were pissed off at the audacity of black people to turn the Greenwood district into a thriving, affluent, opulent black community. How dare they, when we have segregation set in place and legalized discrimination to prevent them from being prosperous, how dare they prosper in the face of adversity? So, white men told a lie that riled up other white men until thousands of angry white people formed a mob that flooded the streets of the Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma. There, this angry mob of white people killed over 300 innocent black people. They burned over 1,250 homes. They looted businesses and then burned them to the ground. And in less than 24 hours, angry white people reduced years of black generational wealth and black excellence to ashes. Now, some black families who lost everything in the destruction of Black Wall Street, as the Greenwood district was called, moved and never went back, while others decided to stay and wanted to rebuild Greenwood. But faced with such white adversity, they found rebuilding it to its glory days difficult. And to add insult to injury, white bank managers refused to let black people withdraw their money from the banks, saying that because you lost everything in the Great Fires, you have no proof that you ever banked with us. And so we're not letting you take out any money. That money has been sitting in the banks since 1921, accruing interest, and their descendants today still don't have access to the money in those banks. And that's how the bombing of Black Wall Street, or the Tulsa Race Massacre, became a moment in white history.
The next time you hear someone say, "Why is there no White History Month?" I want you to remember that the answer is not because every month is White History Month. No, the answer is white people don't like history. For white people, history by and large is embarrassing. That's why white people use a synonym for being aware of things as an insult. That's why white people insult people for knowing a lot of academic facts. That's why white people started to forget what happened on January 6th on January 6th. History, not our thing. Propaganda, sure. But white history, let's not go there.
This is white men's response to Black History Month. Let's go. What about White History Month? Ribs and watermelon. When White History Month? Let's have a White History Month and see what happens. This country would be burnt down. Imagine being such crybabies that there has to be a whole month just for you. Yet veterans that fought for this country get a day. Entitlement. Where's White History Month? I love being a black man in America, and I support President Trump. Like they don't get enough. White History Month is when? White History Month. It's month. Happy Daddy went to get milk month. March, White Boy Month.
Yeah, have you ever been in a conversation with someone, like a friend, a neighbor, a cousin, a brother, anyone, coworker, and they were like, why is there a Black History Month? You don't see us having a White History Month. Why don't we get a White History Month? And I think people, I want to say they're asking that genuinely, but I don't think they are. I think they just don't see it. I don't think they get it. I think they're just trying to be a pain in the ass. But if they are being genuine, here's something you could tell them. Actually, better, something you could ask them. Ask them, what would you be celebrating in a White History Month? What would you be adding to the conversation by talking about white history? Now, we're not talking about German History Month or Italian History Month or Polish History Month or French History Month. Those are cultures that have a history. They have food, they have music, they have so many things that are specific to them. That's what you're celebrating, that heritage. What is the white heritage in America that's not those? I don't think you want to celebrate that. But if I'm going to be nice about it, let's just say innocently what that would look like for White History Month. It would probably look like 4th of July. It'd probably look like Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, Veterans Day, President's Day. It'd probably look like any weekend you normally have, any month you normally live. You know why? Because every month is White History Month. Black History Month started as a Black History Day. And it became a month and became, ingrained into our society over decades, centuries. I think almost over 100 years now. But it started as a way of informing our society, our people, about the contributions of Black people. Black people. When I say Black people, it's almost always meaning African American. And when I say African American, you could say Caribbean American. They all are considered too, There's a lot of Americans that are Black people, but it's Black American, right? There's contributions spanning centuries of Black Americans contributing to society, and that's not taught to anybody. No one's learning this in school on a day-to-day basis unless it's a specifically Black history class. But in an American history class, you mainly learn about white people. That is your history. Your history is American history. Black history is American history, but it's not taught. It's not taught like American history. It's not talked about like American history. Black History Month is a way for you as non-people of color and for us as people of color. For you as non-people of color to even learn about this. Like, you honestly might not even learn about this ever in your life if we didn't have a dedicated time where it was being promoted throughout society. 2, people of color may not know about their own ancestors and their own contributions to American history if it wasn't for these promotions of Black culture. That's why it's so important. There's so many facts and so much information about Black contribution. And the goal of white supremacy was to erase all of that. Like, literally the erasure of complete communities, complete cities of Black people. Did you know there's a whole town, a whole village of black people that lived in what is now the Central Park area? The whole park of Central Park. There were communities, villages of black people that were just demolished, pushed out, because the white people around there wanted that land. That's American history. That's also black history. And that's not history that's being taught. So during Black History Month, it's our chance to communicate that. Another way to share information about black experience, I got something for you, hold on, is to get this board game, Disparity Trap. I made this board game, and it has facts and statistics about the black experience, about the Latinx experience, about the Asian American experience, about the Native American experience, about the people of color. And what's really cool about this is that we lean on real life statistics. So that when you play the game, you go through the board trying to accrue wealth. So it's kind of like Monopoly or the Game of Life, trying to accrue wealth. But you go through big milestones like trying to get a job, trying to buy a house, trying to go to college, trying to start a business. And all of those milestones, as well as a whole bunch of other things that you experience in the game, are based off real life statistics. And what's also really cool about this game that I like is there's two ways to win. One way, you can win individually by just accruing the most wealth and getting to the end of the board first. Or two, you can win cooperatively by helping everybody get to a certain standard, a certain place on the board together. Check out Disparity Trap. There's going to be a link right here. If the link's not there, that means I hit my cap of how many board games I can sell a day. I guess that's the thing with TikTok. So if you don't see it here, that means it's just gone for the day, but come back. It'll probably be back the next day. If it is here still, jump on it right now while you can before it's gone. I have about 2,000 of these left. I sold over 20,000 of them. I don't know if I'll be reprinting new ones because life, tariffs, economy, so many things. But I do want to make sure everybody who wants one gets one of these.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about the videos we just played you, right? In today's episode, I feel like we have to send a very important message. Yeah? So what I'll say, right? Don't catch feelings, rather catch knowledge from today's episode. And this one, I'm directing it especially to the white Americans who stayed, if they managed to watch the episode, right? Another thing I'll say is, don't hate the messenger, rather it's the message that it's important. Are you able to soak in that message? Those are two very important questions I'm going to be asking, or statements I'm going to be asking today. Another statement I'll make is, there's an old adage that goes, right? Don't call a spade a big spoon. And I have to believe that there's a good reason why whoever started that saying started it, right? Because a spade does look like a big spoon, but is it really called a big spoon? No, it's called a spade, right? So addressing the elephant in the room, I know I've used a lot of words, right? Is to say, are we really being taught history the way it's supposed to be? Why is it that one group of people is aware of history and how it went down, and the other group of people is
completely oblivious of the very same history? This is
Right.
like looking at the same coin with different sides, but one side chooses purposefully to either mask or delete some of the history that they don't like about themselves, and to have their descendants come online and ask why they don't have a special month to them just goes to show how this group of people have really
They're
truly lived in
unaware.
a bubble and are very unaware of the other group's ancestors and what the other group went through, especially because of their own ancestors.
Right. It's like right now, say I give birth to a child, right? And then my child has this bubble she's living in, very protected. You know, they never, like, I never talk to them about the dangers that are out there because I am rich, I have security, she will never lack, she eats, you know.
Right. And that very same child is my niece, right? And I also have a child, and I live in a very very poor, deplorable state. And I raised my child to know that the reason why we are living like this is because your auntie somewhere who is very rich took something from me, and I've never recovered up until date. Of course, we've been getting by very well, doing well in life, but compared to the child of Maren, she is enjoying privileges that were thanks to the behaviors that Maren did to steal away from me.
I would want to know, because you inserted yourself in my thoughts. What would I have to steal from you? I'm just
In today's setting, I wasn't like saying literally.
No, I'm not saying literally. I'm going with that flow.
Right. So right now your child has grown up in a bubble. She knows that you guys are wealthy, and it's mainly because of your effort, but she doesn't know how you stole opportunity or how you stole the wealth from me. They could have shared that wealth, the kids, but they don't share the wealth. Yours believes it's because of your hard work, but she doesn't know the story where mine is struggling because of the very same actions you took. So these two kids growing up, this one will demand
perspective.
Right. So when this one goes to commemorate the events of which you abused her community, right? Yours will come here and demand to have space because she also thinks you should be celebrated for being a big, strong, successful businesswoman. You get why how that is coming,
right?
And why I incited myself in your story,
right?
Or you're not convinced?
No, that part I do get. That is one ending of that story, right? But going back to my story also,
okay.
Let's not take that road, right? So I'm raising my child in this bubble. We have everything, right? She has a driver who takes her to school, to and from school. She lives in a very regulated, safe environment. She gets everything she has. I don't speak to her about the dangers that are out there. Does this mean that the dangers have been eliminated? The fact that I've sheltered her so much.
If you have power and influence, it has been
Do you
to
know,
some extent.
Much as I have power and influence, things like gender-based violence, it doesn't happen only on the low levels. Even in our circle of rich people, someone can commit that act against my child. But because I didn't teach her predatory behavior, she would not catch it as that. People will always prey on her naivety. Why am I bringing this analogy? The fact that I didn't tell my child these dangers exist out there does not stop the dangers from existing. Why am I saying that? The fact that Black history is being wiped away does not mean that it did not exist. You get where I'm coming from? The fact that the president of the United States right now can take out some of the Black history from the walls of State House or whatever, wherever he's trying to wipe it from, does not stop the Black history from existing, and it does not stop the person who perpetuated the act against them from existing. You get what I'm saying?
So how does it harm those who do not know the white people?
How it harms the white people? Exactly today's point of our episode. They will live not knowing what exactly happened. So that is why you find people asking, why do you blame us for something that happened a long time ago? Get over it, And
but physically, they do not face any repercussions.
Physically, they won't face any repercussion. But the greatest thing you can ever steal from somebody is one's history. They will never truly know themselves. That is what is happening right now in America. As I normally say, the history informs the present and the present informs the future. For you to not repeat history, you have to also be aware of what happened. Why people are in a situation where they are in right now, they don't believe they can be sleeping.
They also don't understand why Black people are so wary
when it comes to them, right?
Yeah.
And they also don't understand why themselves they're wary when they're next to Black people. They don't know it's because of what they're being fed, because everything you watch, publications you watch are telling you Black people are dangerous, they're bad, they're criminals, So what
but
happens?
They're not being told what brought that notion of Black people are dangerous, because their ancestors knew and their ancestors thought that when Black people get power, they'd get revenge on them. them.
Right. So in a way, in a sense, even white people have been robbed, especially the generations that truly do not know their history. You get what I'm saying?
But that was an excuse that could have been used 10, 15 years ago. Right now, with the age of internet, and literally, you being a white person can choose to follow any black creator who talks about this situation. Right now, knowledge is at the palm of your hands. And that is why...
And it's why I'm saying people don't exactly look for what they feel they don't know. You can't look for what you don't know. You get what I'm saying? And that is why things are going to happen to you first before you can have that quest to look for knowledge. You get what I'm saying? I'll again revert back to the current situation in America. There's a reason why a lot of white Americans right now, from farmers, teachers, doctors, everywhere, people are complaining. Even the ones receiving the service, they're complaining they're not able to afford food right now. But black Americans are used to it. You see, that is what is going to necessitate this person to try and find out why they're in that situation. That is if they're deep thinkers. You know, there's a reason why white Americans voted for Trump, because they didn't think his policies could trickle down to the white community. But oh and behold, white people have also lost their health care. A lot of white farmers have, you know, lost their subsidies. Like, people have suffered indirectly or directly with the things that are happening currently. But it's all tied down back to history. You know, why are you feeling a strong type of emotion towards a group of people? Why are you happy when you hear that these people are, when you hear or you think that when we vote this person in, I'm going to be okay? Personally, if I'm okay, I'm okay. If they're not okay, they'll pull themselves by the book. It's not your problem, right?
Right. And also, I would like to talk about the very first gentleman who started the show, and he was on the street asking people if they think that white history should be celebrated, right? And I do love the two colleagues who are with each other, the two friends, the black woman who let the half white woman answer his question. Personally, I don't feel like this man should even be given any importance, because as from how I've observed that situation, first of all, he's the kind of people who are not very ready to learn, number one. And number two, he's trying to rise an emotion out of people or rage bait people, right? And
So
number
he's
three,
not genuine about his intention.
he's not genuine about his intention. And number three, I do believe to some extent he might believe that white people deserve a month of their own where they celebrate their own achievements, because he also does believe that white people were also enslaved, which is true. But who did white people? I mean, who enslaved these white people?
It's still part of their history, you see.
You know, so
guys, one thing I also have to say about that is that these conversations are very important to be had. The only problem is the people receiving it. Are they ready to sit down and learn about it? Because I saw on his comment section a lot of, because he's white, you'd expect him to have a white audience. And when I was going through the comment section, I was looking for one person who understood that question deeply, but unfortunately I didn't find any. A lot of them were like, right, why can't we have our own history month, like things of that nature, meaning up to now there's still a very big number of them who still do not understand the reasons why.
And I do feel like that is a direct insult or slap to the black Americans' face. Like, you're just coming onto the internet and a lot of other people who think like you, and you brazenly ask yourself or other people why you don't have white history without first understanding how it correlates to the black history.
Another thing, why you don't have white history, right? Are you ready to celebrate every part? Because when it comes to Black History Month, black Americans celebrate everything. The pain that was inflicted on them,
and how they overcame.
They've not hidden anything from it. It's all inclusive, right? So if you're going to be celebrating White History Month, right, are you guys ready to be? Is it like, are you ready to everything?
Not only include and also accept the ugly they did to other communities. Are they ready to do that? By far right now, personally, I don't believe that the whole of the white community is ready to come into accountability with what their community has made the black American community go through and is still making the black Americans live through right now.
With that being said, guys, let us know what you think about this episode on the comment section, because we'd really like to hear your thoughts and opinion on this. And let us know, did you like this episode? Was it at least enlightening to anybody who watched it? Because I believe if you have a platform, you have to use it for good. The guy had a platform. The question he asked, I feel like
if he was a genuine guy, it would have been an opportunity. Yeah, it would have been an opportunity for a lot of people to learn, but
especially from his community.
But looking from an outsider's point looking in, I do believe he wasn't ready to learn, but
And
rather
he
he was just
not know what
the
weight of
the
the
deep
question
impact
he
of
asked.
I just believe that he was just out for clicks and to rage bait a certain community.
Right, guys, let's leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. Also consider subscribing if it's your first time here, and remember to turn on the notification bell, right? It's very important.
Road to 200,000 subscribers, guys. And
leave a like for the video. Yeah.
We'll see you on our next episode.